Hi, I'm William Stewart. Welcome back to our verse by verse study on the book of Hebrews. What a wonderful book. We're in the lifestyle section in chapter 13. Really, it's 12 and 13 chapters in Hebrews that are the applicable lifestyle portion of the book. And in this chapter, the author is going over some perhaps unrelated recommendations for us and how we live our lives, admonishments perhaps. So we're in verses 5 and 6 today. Good verses. Glad you're here. Verses 5 in the King James. Let your conversation, really here in the original Greek, tropos is the word meaning more manner. So manner of life. Be without covetousness, literally without love of money, and be content in such things that you have. For he hath said, I will never leave thee nor forsake thee. This comes from Deuteronomy 31:6. Again, many Old Testament quotes in the book of Hebrews. The Old Testament, of course, God's word, and teaches us so much about God and his character and actions and desires, teaches us a lot about Messiah. And the author often links the Old Testament to his um, um, reasoning and giving support to these young Hebrew Christians and what they should think. So again, the epistles, what we believe in the church from Romans to Revelation 3, that's specific to the church. So we don't obey the Old Testament specifically. That was for generally the Jews in the Old Testament and the Old Testament law. But often many of the principles are the same, and when they're repeated in the Old Testament, of course, then we obey them and certainly acknowledge them, and God does not leave us or forsake us. The word here in the original Greek for forsake is very interesting, ekatolipo, and the Greek oftentimes in the biblical times would add prepositions in front of the main word to strengthen it, sometimes change the meaning completely. But sometimes if you can look at those prepositions, you get a hint of the strength of what perhaps the author meant. It's not perfect, but it's a sort of a general principle. In this case, lipo, which is leave. So kata, leave down, so like throw it down, and ek in front of that, out of, throw down, leave. So really, I think a strong verb here, meaning that God will not leave us. Verse 6, so that we may boldly say, okay, so this is word there, the connection in the Greek is therefore. So because God is our helper, or he's not going to leave us, we may boldly say, the Lord is my helper. I will not fear what man will do to me. So we know the Hebrews were struggling with their faith, number one, but they had some level of persecution. We don't know what it was or how severe it was. But like any true believer, they face resistance from society who hates um, Christ. So if we confess our faith and speak out, we will find resistance as a general principle, like it says in Romans 8:17 and other places. So this may be verbal, it may be physical, but at some level, the Hebrews had faced some resistance to their faith. So Paul is encouraging them to realize that, or excuse me, the author is encouraging them, the Hebrews, to trust God to be their helper throughout their Christian walk. And I think it's a general principle, not just any persecution they were facing, but just in every aspect of their lives. Okay, good principles for us to live today. God is our helper, and we are to be content with what we have. I think this is also not saying that we shouldn't improve our lot, but I think that a key factor in life, as it says elsewhere, godliness and contentment is great gain. Wherever we are in life, we are content. And if we can improve out of faith in terms of our getting married, a better job, financial situation, a better ministry, yes, we can do that out of faith, but whatever that station, we are content. And of course, again, knowing God is our helper. Thank you for joining me today. Please come back next time. We'll continue these really nice verses about the Christian walk. I hope they're a help to you.